What if everything you know about this is wrong? You're not a victim of your circumstances, you're a prisoner of your own opinions. You feel the grip of things outside your control. The world presses in, demanding your reaction, threatening your peace. You find yourself adrift, anxious, your inner calm disturbed by external circumstances. But what if your tranquility was truly unshakable, an inner fortress impervious to fate? The inner citadel, what if that fortress is always within reach? The Stoics understood this profound truth: our deepest peace is not a gift from the outside world, but a creation from within. They taught that while events may be beyond our command, our judgment of those events, and our response to them, are entirely our own. This inner sanctuary, this unassailable core of self, is what they called the inner citadel. It is the place where true freedom resides, where you are the sovereign of your own mind, regardless of the chaos that swirls around you. It is the understanding that you carry your contentment with you, a portable tranquility that travels wherever you go. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, reflected on this very idea, expressing a profound conviction in the power of his inner self: "Take me and cast me where thou wilt, for there I shall keep my divine part tranquil," that is, content, if it can feel and act conformably to its proper constitution. This isn't a passive acceptance of fate, but an active declaration of mastery over one's internal landscape. It is a recognition that your essential well-being is not tethered to external circumstance, but to the proper functioning of your own reason and will. Choosing your response, this perspective shifts the entire locus of power. If your inner state is truly your own domain, then even in the most dire external circumstances, a fundamental choice remains. Consider a situation where one might feel utterly disempowered, perhaps facing an inescapable fate. The philosopher Seneca, when contemplating such extreme scenarios, posed a challenging question: do you grudge your executioner his privilege, or do you merely relieve him of his task? This isn't an endorsement of any particular action, but a profound inquiry into where agency truly lies. It forces us to confront the idea that even in the face of absolute external control, our internal response, our very will, remains our own. To view oneself as a perpetual victim is to surrender this profound inner power. The Stoics understood that true freedom isn't the absence of external pressure, but the presence of self-mastery. The power to choose your response, to maintain your inner tranquility, is a faculty that no external force can truly confiscate. This means that our distress often arises not from events themselves, but from how we perceive and interpret them. Blame and opinion. This means that our distress often arises not from events themselves, but from how we perceive and interpret them. We frequently look outwards for the cause of our discomfort, pointing fingers at circumstances, other people, or the unfairness of life. Yet, the Stoic view directs us to an internal reckoning. It suggests that the true source of our suffering lies not in what happens to us, but in the judgments we attach to those happenings. If we can master our opinions, we can master our emotional landscape, regardless of what the world throws our way. Epictetus put it plainly: when then we are impeded, or disturbed, or grieved, let us never blame others, but ourselves, that is, our opinions. This profound insight shifts the locus of control entirely, placing the power to alleviate our own distress firmly within our grasp. It's a call to self-awareness, urging us to examine the internal narrative we construct around external events, rather than reflexively assigning blame elsewhere. Our ruling faculty, our reason, possesses an inherent strength that can withstand even the most formidable external pressures. Invincible faculty. This inherent strength is not a fragile thing, easily broken by the winds of fortune. It is, in fact, an unyielding fortress, a part of us that remains untouched by external chaos, provided we cultivate it. Imagine a storm raging outside a lighthouse. The light within remains steady, unwavering, guiding ships through the darkness. Our reason, when properly focused and content with its own operations, functions in much the same way. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, remember that the ruling faculty is invincible, when self-collected it is satisfied with itself, if it does nothing which it does not choose to do, even if it resist from mere obstinacy. This isn't a call to stubbornness for its own sake, but an affirmation of the profound power of our rational will. When we align our inner choices with what is within our control, our judgment, our intention, and our values, then our core self becomes impenetrable. We become like that lighthouse, standing firm against whatever the world throws at us, finding a deep satisfaction in our own integrity. This powerful inner freedom extends to all areas of life, including how we perceive our obligations to others. The nature of debt. This powerful inner freedom extends to all areas of life, including how we perceive our obligations to others. We often feel beholden to external forces, to promises made, or to the expectations of society. We carry burdens of perceived debt, whether financial, social, or emotional, believing these debts dictate our actions and limit our choices. But even in these situations, the true power lies not in the external obligation itself, but in our internal response to it. When we feel pressured or compelled, it's worth examining where that sense of obligation truly originates. Are we genuinely bound by an external force, or are we allowing our own interpretations and beliefs about that force to constrain us? Seneca asks us to consider, do you maintain that no one else knows how to make restoration to a creditor for a debt? This isn't a literal question about repayment, but a profound inquiry into our perceived lack of options. It challenges the idea that we are ever truly cornered, that we have no agency in how we address our responsibilities. It asks us to look beyond the immediate pressure and consider the broader landscape of choices available to our inner self. We can always choose our approach, our attitude, and our ultimate intention, regardless of the external demands. This perspective liberates us from the feeling of being a mere pawn in the hands of fate or others, reminding us that even in matters of obligation, our internal freedom remains. This same principle applies to how we receive the words and actions of others. Insults and interpretation. This same principle applies to how we receive the words and actions of others. How often do we feel personally attacked or diminished by a harsh comment, a dismissive glance, or an outright insult? Our immediate reaction is often one of hurt or anger, as if the external action itself possesses an inherent power to wound us. But the Stoics remind us that the true source of our distress lies not in the event itself, but in how we choose to interpret it. The words spoken, or the actions taken by another, are mere external phenomena. Their power over our inner tranquility is entirely dependent on the meaning we assign to them, and whether we permit them to penetrate our inner citadel. Epictetus put it plainly, remember that it is not he who reviles you or strikes you, who insults you, but it is your opinion about these things as being insulting. This insight is profoundly liberating. It means that the power to be insulted, to be offended, or to be diminished resides not in the speaker or the aggressor, but within us. We hold the ultimate veto power over whether an external event can disturb our peace. This understanding shifts the focus from trying to control others' behavior to mastering our own judgment and internal response. By recognizing this, we access a direct path to contentment that does not rely on the external world conforming to our preferences. Direct path to contentment. The Stoic path consistently points inward, revealing that the peace and contentment we often chase in the external world are not found in specific conditions or circumstances, but in the disciplined cultivation of our inner state. It is a profound realization that the very things we strive for, the serenity and self-possession, are not distant rewards but immediate possibilities. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, all those things at which thou wishest to arrive by a circuitous road thou canst have now, if thou dost not refuse them to thyself. This is a call to recognize the agency we possess. We do not need to wait for the perfect job, the ideal relationship, or the absence of all difficulty to achieve tranquility. These qualities are already within our reach, if only we choose to access them by aligning our reason with the nature of reality and mastering our judgments. The direct path to contentment is not a journey outward, but a profound commitment to our inner world. The path to an unshakable inner calm begins today, not with grand gestures, but with the quiet, persistent work of tending to your own mind. Let this understanding guide you, a steadfast anchor in the currents of life. Continue to explore these ancient lessons with us, and build your inner fortress, one clear thought at a time. Subscribe, and return tomorrow to further strengthen your resolve.